Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia Pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our unpacking of Xi's quotes. Today, we are going to have two phrases, and they are structured the same way, but using two symbolisms to get the message across. And notice the context of this meeting, of this phrase, came from 2019 in Import Exposition. I guess the Import Expo in China, there are two types, import and export, right? So Canton Fair is the export, trying to get foreign buyers come to China to buy. But here is import export. It's whoever is trying to sell to China come gather to do business with China. So this is an invitation of sellers to China. So that's import. So in this event, he gave the speech of, I guess, welcoming speech, which is about 坚持拉手而不是松手. So you see 不, this is negation. So 坚持 means uphold or insist upon. Stick with, 拉手, holding hands. I mean, I'm translating pull hands. I'm translating as the original Chinese character, what that means. But of course, when pull plus hands together, in English, it will be irrational to think about pull somebody's hands. In English, it's a hold hands, right? So each language has its own way of depicting even the same action. People use different words, expressions to say that. So 拉手 is hold hand, 而不是 negation. So this is a yes, this is a no, this contrast. Okay, 松手 is loose hands, so let go of somebody's hands. That's 松手. Okay, so the structure, this is yes, this is no, and 而 is a connector. 而 is multifunctional. It can be both and or but, depends on the concept between prior and post. So posterior, right? Prior, posterior. That sounds fancier. So this R in the middle can change its flavor when translating to English. In Chinese, there's no distinction. It simply is the connector word of two segments of meanings. If the two meanings are consistent, then it's an and. If it's a negation, flipped, and then it becomes a but. In this case, it's but. Okay. And 坚持, I translate it as firm hold. So 持 is holding. And 坚, I guess, yeah, 坚 I translate as a firm. It means like you're not easily change your position, change that holding position. It's firm hold. Okay, 拉手. Now we have 拉手 and 松手. 手 is the hand, it's 5-finger hand, looks like this. And now when it comes to this hand motion, it becomes part of the language. I mean, the part of the icon of creating another concept. So that's the beauty of Chinese. You can build up a new concept with existing characters and combine them to make new things. So this show then become part of this. When it becomes part of this, in contemporary Chinese or simplified version, it's abstracted into this, but you can still see it's 5 fingers if you see the 5 edges over there. Okay, 拉手. So if it has a hand in it, it means some motion, right? Because we exert our impact onto the world, mostly through hand, right? Sometimes through kicking, but mostly through hand. And then here, the right is a full frontal view of standing up tall, supposedly man, like a full-grown man facing front face, with 2 legs standing tall, torso, kind of like that. I even sit up straighter in face of this character because it means stand up. And this stand up, because Chinese, this 2-leg standing being figure doesn't emphasize torso at all. It's a narrow thing. It emphasizes the leg. But here, it gives you the torso, the whole middle chunk firm, right? And it's kind of connected to the two legs standing. It even draw the ground, means like your legs are fully, stand firm on the ground. And that's Chinese concept of stand. A stand have a certain power in this depiction, right? Paired with hand, that means almost like you're pulling, kind of like this. Like you have to be strong. I guess you have to. It's a core workout, and so this depicts the motion with hand. So it's pulling, and as I said, the Chinese depict holding hand as pulling hand, as if one hand is reaching out to another hand, try to pull it over. That's a Chinese way to depict the motion of hand holding. Okay, 松手 is the opposite, is letting go of the other hand. And this 松 actually came from a pine tree character. You see here, it's no longer a hand symbol, it's a tree symbol. Tree symbol have this is the canopy of the tree, this is the root of the tree, connected by the trunk. And if you notice, the root is oversized, a little bit, slightly oversized than the canopy, because I guess that's how nature works too. The roots have to go deeper than what's exposed on what's standing above the ground. So it's like a mirror image, right? But we only get to see the top portion. So that's a tree symbol. The right side, pronounced as gong, sounds like a sound maker, right? Because it's a song now. This gong means fear, means public, in opposition to private, self-interested. So this is a antonym to 私 means considering yourself first, and also privacy, like this is your private property or idea or thoughts. So this gong have this tail thing, this almost like a upside down question mark. That somehow is a symbol to mean self-interest. I don't exactly know why, but it looks like a monkey's tail, right? And they become self-interest. I guess this depicts a kind of our animal instinct, because as a survival instinct, we have to go first ourselves, have to, in most situations, have to put ourselves first to survive, right? So that monkey tail looking thing amplifies this self-interestness. So that's private, that's self-interest. And then these two strokes, it's a little bit abstraction of this means back to back. This is the two backs of something. So it's a kind of your back to back, you're back facing something. If you're back facing something, it's a Chinese implied way, I guess it's a Chinese body language to say you're not facing it. Therefore, you're having your back to it means you are not in agreement to it. You're opposing it. So this back to back have this opposing. So opposing self-interestness is the antidote to self-interest, I guess, for human society to survive collectively. So besides this instinctive level, this animalistic survival skill, we have to sometimes to stand out, to look beyond yourself, to negate this animal instinct, to have this public welfare in mind. And so that's the song, and that's the gong. And when it paired with the tree symbol, somehow it becomes a particular kind of a tree. It's a pine tree. So I'm not sure pine tree in Chinese culture actually have the symbolism that relates to fairness, relates to public best interest, kind of, a pretty like go beyond your personal level. It's like a caring for the people of the whole, all the people in this land. It's going from your small scope interest expanded to a larger area. I'm not sure if this pine tree, it symbolizes that. Therefore, people pair those two together to mean pine tree. It's one possibility. But in any case, this pine tree somehow, then when paired with shou, it means loose, means let go. And again, I don't know if pine tree actually symbolizes detachment in Chinese culture, because pine trees do depicted in Chinese paintings as some long-lasting, longevity tree, and who can survive in austere environment, who are standing tall, who are not definitely not bent to suit whoever is ruling them. I guess it's a spine, a tree with a spine, because standing tall. And I'm not sure if that gives them aloofness or have this concept, this connotation from the pine tree. That means let go, means detach yourself from this power systems, become a self-sustained, self-standing, but at the same time, being admired by people who cannot afford to do so, who are not strong enough, strong-willed enough, or something. Like a pine, definitely in Chinese culture, is a respected tree. So this 松手 becomes loose hand, like let go of hands. So maybe it's a detachment. And then the second symbolism. So yes, doing this, no, not doing that. Okay, so the yes thing is disassemble the wall. So get rid of the wall and say no to build the wall. I feel, okay, this is 2019, okay. 2019, she said so. I'm not sure if that was in response to President Trump at that moment, at that time, was trying to build a wall in the southern border, right? If that was like in response to that, but he chose the symbolism of using the wall as a separator between A and B, like two groups, two lands, two cultures, two business entities, using that symbolism to say, we want to disassemble the wall. We don't want borders, because this is for trade, right? So no border, no border trade, and 而不是筑墙, so not build more walls, not I guess decoupling. It's funny, like now we're looking at the 2023, right? So definitely the wall is higher these days. If we use that as a symbolism continuously till today, the world and China through COVID time and post-COVID time, the wall, the invisible wall was there. And it's funny that he even said that in 2019, of saying like, we don't want more walls, we want to disassemble walls. So disassemble is this, again, it has a hand symbol in it because it's a hand motion. And the right side actually, in contemporary, it looks like this. Traditional looks a lot more complicated. And this two convex shape connected with vertical line was said to be ancient punishment tool. And then this half frame with chimney on top is kind of a semi-public location. So this is with a shelter, right? But with a chimney means it's man-made thing. So this is a public place because it doesn't have the other half closed. If it's a fully closed arch with a chimney, that's a private space. But here, this side is open. So it's kind of open to the public. So in my view, is this, open to the public space almost serves as the courtroom back then, because there are civil cases that people go to the court. A party A versus B have their case over there, and it's a public space, right? And then this corporal punishment tool put in there to mean there are some legal processing over there, and if you were proven the wrongdoer, you're going to get punished. not necessarily corporal punishment, I guess, but it could be some jail time or something like that, right? So this becomes a symbol to mean punishment, like a high risk of being punished. And this punishment plus hand, that's kind of like destroy or disassemble in the context of wall. That means push it down, like almost like apply this punishment through your hand to some other object. It's not, the courtroom to people, wrongdoers. It's human to objects, to things, not human to human. It's human to things. Okay, so that's chai and the zhu have this bamboo thing, and then this is the ancient engineering symbol, which is perfect perpendicular maker. So I guess in ancient times, well, I'm using this, it's not that easy to make it perfectly 90 degree, right? So ancient craftsmen who are builders who have to make sure the walls are standing perfectly perpendicular to the ground use this tool. So this becomes symbolized of engineering. And then the right side simply is kind of a wrapping of, this is a hand symbol as well, and a wrapping of something. Anyways, the whole thing is an ancient way of building. I guess the ancient way of wall building involves using bamboo as a material to hold things together and engineering. And this combining things or transforming things. This I honestly don't know. I didn't see this symbol around a lot. So this is some ancient way of crafting things together. So 筑墙 means build wall. And that's his expression using hand holding versus hand letting go, and wall, building the wall versus disassembling the wall. And ironically, okay, in China, there are people nicknamed China. I guess most are Chinese people who are not content with the treatment of the fire wall in China, because in China, you cannot freely go on all this long list of either media company, information source, or search engine, or social media, any place to freely exchange ideas, banned in China. And wall building was China's specialty, right? We were famous for a Great Wall. And this wall was a separation of the nomadic culture to agrarian culture. Because agrarians, they are at a disadvantage in wartime, fighting off horse riding people, right? So for protection, wall building was a necessity back then. So this was China's known for. And this Great Wall in a contemporary China became this great firewall. That is the internet segregation of this internal China-specific small environment of internet place versus the global. And yeah, definitely YouTube and all that is not in China. So this wall paired with country, with nation, wall nation, became a nickname of China in the context of how the wall, the virtual wall existing in China. And that's the wall. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day. We'll talk to you soon.